If you were gonna die in a horrific kitchen accident, on a Krispy Kreme conveyor belt would definitely be the choice.
Hi, I'm Callie, a professional food stylist, and this is the show where I teach you how to style food to look amazing for social media. It's time to plate it perfect.
We are making baked apple cider donuts today. Our first step for this recipe is boiling down apple cider vinegar. Vinegar? What am I talking about? We're gonna boil a cup and a half of apple cider on the stove. It's probably gonna take about 20 minutes. You wanna kind of bring it to a simmer, let it cook down till it works out to about half a cup. So we're gonna start out with 2 cups of all-purpose flour, a teaspoon of baking soda, 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder, apple pie spice, and then we have a teaspoon of cinnamon. And then we're gonna add a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt right there on top. And then we're gonna get to whisking. Now, in order for the donuts to get super puffy, you're gonna need to super whisk it. Today, we're working out in the kitchen. If you sweat, that's perfect. And now we're gonna move on to wet ingredients. Normally, when you're baking things, you add the wet to the dry because that gives you a better texture. So we've got some melted butter and we're gonna add in some brown sugar. We have granulated sugar we're gonna pour into on top of this melted butter. We're going to add some vanilla and then we're gonna add an egg. So basically a little tip and a trick for egg breakage. We wanna pop it on the counter and then put it in. So that helps you break your eggs so you don't get eggshells. You don't want crunchy donuts. Crack on the counter. We're gonna whisk all this together and get it more combined. Now we're gonna add in 1/2 cup of milk. To all you bakers out there, we wanna go with whole milk because it has a lot of good fat in it and it's gonna make things taste better and work better. So no offense if you're vegan, though, we really do love you. Now we're gonna do what we talked about earlier. We're gonna add our wet to our dry and we're gonna get our cooled apple cider. Look at that, streaming in. We're gonna whisk this together. For some reason, all I can think about right now is the Bush's baked beans commercial where they go, roll that beautiful bean footage.
Whoa, look at that.
See this overhead?
Sexy drizzle.
So this is our third step in our recipe. We are gonna be pouring this lovely, beautiful bean footage batter into a Ziploc bag. No, stay with me. All right, no, this is good. We've been through worse. We got all our batter in the bag. Baking donuts is the way to make them look the best for camera because they're gonna look super even. We have to beware of the cooking spray because if it's uneven in the pan, it can like rub off on the batter so it looks kind of speckly. And then take like a paper towel and wipe them so it looks even in there. And so we're gonna cut this bag on the edge. Oh, I'm so concerned all this batter is gonna fly all over everywhere. Okay, we're good. And you're just gonna kind of go slow. The goal with these is we want them to be like, look really fluffy. You don't wanna have flat buns, you know what I'm saying? All right, now we're gonna take this second pan and we're gonna put it on top of this one, just so, and we're gonna clip it together. You may be wondering to yourself, why would I put metal clips on my donut trays? Because the donuts, you want them to be very round in shape and the pans help keep the shape of the donuts. So it like gives them an extra support. Okay, so we're gonna bake these for 9 minutes. Yeah, beautiful. Flip them over into the cooling rack. Oh, look, they're still perfect. We're just gonna lightly brush the outside. And you wanna do this while they're warm, because if you do this while they're cold, they will reject you, and we're not about that spirit of rejection. I'm going to roll this lightly in my topping here. Y'all, these look so flipping good. Look at those gorgeous apple cider donuts. And now for my favorite part. We are getting ready to style these donuts, and tip number 1, don't be afraid to take a bite out of your food. Y'all, actually, it looks super natural and super cool. Really digging this spot, really loving the texture of this wooden table. Position yourself next to as much natural light as you possibly can. And what I'm thinking for this shot is I'm gonna stack the donuts. I think stacking them is gonna look super rad on camera. When I'm looking at these donuts to try and pick out which ones I wanna use, you really wanna find the most Evenly circular donuts, because those are gonna be the ones that are gonna stack. When you stack up like a brick wall, you want the bricks to be flat and even, and that's what we're wanting to do here. I think I'm gonna go with these 3 because they're similar in size. Try and find the pretty side facing camera. That looks awesome. I'm thinking I'm gonna stack like 3. Oh, so pretty. You don't necessarily want them to all be like perfectly like you're building a snowman. You want them to look a little more natural, so kind of play off. Maybe they're like not perfectly like facing camera. I'm gonna stack this one on top. Ah, those look so good. I love it. And then I want to bring in that one that I actually bit into, because that's going to bring some really cool texture. You want to see the donut, but you also want to see what's inside. The point of food photography is you want people to like your photo, right? You want them to want to dive into it. So that way we see kind of the texture of it. See how we kind of have some missing spots of cinnamon sugar on the outside? Take your extra cinnamon sugar and don't be afraid to get messy. Sugar drizzle on top. Yeah, kind of do that, tap. All right, guys, now that we have about 5 pounds of sugar on our surface, I think we have a winning shot.